Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. I'm going to get straight into cards right now. You know how I do it? I'm going to just show you guys cards. I have a couple pickups here. I have that monster pickup I was talking about in my last video. And just as I share cards, I will talk about my hobbying and how my collecting's going and the thoughts have been going through my head. But I want to share cards as those thoughts come along. So first, let's just start it off. And you'll see, you see a little hint in the background, a couple cards showing. But this card right here, shout out to my man, Mike Trout. Got 1,000 RBIs, and he did it with a home run in this sick 2019 Topps Update. Pacific Power Independence Day, numbered 60 out of 76, was a gift from Shane Shoebox Legends, probably a year or so ago. Just sick. And there's Ohtani on this card. If you guys don't know, if you're listening, Mike Trout's jersey is up front and center. He's not facing us, and Ohtani is facing us, giving him the the handshake gesture, like maybe you just hit a home run or what have you. It's a sick card. So just wanted to give my guy a salute. And yeah, look at the back here. Numbered 60 out of 76. I got some great friends in the hobby that really love these Independence Day parallels. And I do too. But I have to pick my battles. I haven't gone chasing. I have just a few. There's a couple I really would like to have. Let's just put that right there. Put it front and center. And, you just can't have it all. So it's like, where the direction my collection is taking is pretty set in stone. But I can buy cards like that. I know that was a gift, but I would like to buy a few more, especially the combo cards. There's a couple I'm looking at in that parallel, and add it to my Topps binder. It's my just year binder from 1992 until present day. Anything random goes in that binder, but it's a pretty full binder. It starts pretty early. So I'm, I can't pick up too many, so I gotta be careful. That one is just epic. Oh, you know what? I got one right here on the wall. And to go with it, actually, this is super random. This is my other one that I have. Independence Day Josh Gibson, who became the all-time career average leader after they integrated the stats. I guess you'd call it, whatever you want to call it. Put the stats in there. And this thing is sick. And, I made my own label here. 1 out of every 372 packs. So this is like an example of a road that I could see myself traveling one day, like hunting down, like maybe even the sideways cards in this parallel. I just have to give myself rules. Otherwise, I'd have all of them. I just spend all my money. It'd be like too fast. I probably pick up a card a week. On average now. So this, I've gone like 15 days a couple times recently without a card. So, that's an old pickup right there. That's on my wall looking at me. But yeah, as I talked in my last video about trying to get out of the big card zone. I'm out of it completely now. Like not completely. Like I still want big cards, but it's out of my hands right now. I'm not hunting for one. I'm trying to just keep going slow, and I picked up a card. I'll show it right now, because this card, got me out of that funk. And it's not like it's a funk. It's like going from one glorious thing to another. That's a bad word to use, because I wasn't in a hobby funk. Like, I was having the best time of my life buying these monster cards. But this card right here, it's the 2022 Topps Chrome Aaron Judge, and he just got 350 home runs. And this is the one and only, well, I can't say only, but one of the few cards that I collect a rainbow of. And this is when he got his all-time records. And he beat my guy, Roger Maris, 61 years later. And this blue refractor, I didn't have it. And my buddy Adam, Vintage Sanctuary, sent me the link to this. And the guy wanted 75 bucks. So I sent him an offer for 60. He ignored it. And then after that video I made, I went back on, I'm like, you know what, dude, I've been wanting that card for so long. I don't have this refractor. I just paid the piper. I actually think I offered him 65 or, God, I might have paid the piper full price, like 75 bucks. So I bought it and I'm freaking stoked I did. These are numbered out of 150. They don't come up every day now. And I definitely overpaid. Like, no doubt, I probably overpaid by like 15 bucks if that thing went at auction. And especially since I literally bought it and the next day he got hurt. So I was like, bad timing to buy it. That's probably my very first Judge since it is, for a long time. Since last season, I think. Since I think I bought that black refractor, all right, so there's a card that really just hits everything for my collection. Like, every card I get, it just has a place. That goes in my Aaron Judge 2022 Topps Chrome binder. Literally, all of Aaron Judge's cards that represent 2022 are in that binder. And I have, like, I'm not up there of Adam, but I probably got, like, 50, maybe 60 total. And that includes the 2023, that chrome card, and all these different variations. So yeah, and I'm only collecting the really hard stuff. 150 is higher than my limit. I normally only collect I collect gold refractors and numbered to 25 ones, and numbered to 99 on that specific card. All right, enough said about that card. Moving on. Ichiro, greatest speech ever. I mean, to be fair, I have never listened to any of the Hall of Fame speeches in my whole life. And I happened to listen to this one. I listened to Ichiro after everyone was talking about it, and it blew me away. It was so dang good. Shout out to Brent Richards Collects. This card is spectacular. It's a gift from him, and this is from this is Japanese baseball cards, Topps Chrome, MPR. Yeah, I forgot what the league's called. Well, see, that's how much I know and don't know. Things don't pop in my head all at once. That's why I really, my labels, I'll know that, so I had to text them for sure. MPR Topps Chrome, I believe that's what it's called, the Japanese Topps Chrome. And the shine is just bonkers. So, what an incredible freaking speech he gave. Really good. I can't recommend that enough. If it's the only Hall of Fame speech you ever listen to, that is a mandatory one. So I got another card here of Ichiro, and that is my 2001 Topps Traded Gold. I love the golds, and this is the combo card, rookie card with Albert Pujols, numbered to the year, numbered out of 2001. And you guys know these are my jam. Like, when they first did the winners gold cards and you could send off for them, my buddy did, Dave, and ever since then I've loved gold. And this is the very first year they ever numbered them to the year. I remember so my wife was working her pop-up shop on the south side, and this card was up at a Buy It Now, I want to say 2.5 years ago or something. And I was like, dude, it was either on a chair looking at the ocean or in the back of my car looking at the ocean as my wife was working in. I just pounced on it. Buy it now. Man, I paid like $1,200 or something. Maybe $1,100. But such a sick card right there. I mean, just glorious. I think this is the greatest combo rookie card of all time. It's going to go down as that, in my opinion. And gold, being that this is the very first year Topps decided to number them to the year, and they've been doing it ever since. That's a massive card. That's a really epic card. So stoked I have that. Two of my favorite guys to collect as well. So obviously that fits in my collection, and it's on my wall. I put it right back up there after this video. All right, I've got 3 more cards to share. 2 of them. One of them is a pickup. And I don't even know if you've seen these other ones, but one more Ichiro card I just had to share. It's on my wall too, so I took it down for this one. And in this speech, he talked about Miami Marlins, and he didn't even know who they were. You know, whether he was joking or not, I actually think he was probably serious. I always have loved the Marlins because the logos. The Marlin. Like, ever since I was a kid, when they first came out, what, 94, I think they got in the league, and I was collecting Marlins cards specifically. I still have them just because the logo. I'm a logo guy. And this is the gold refractor, so I love that he talked about them in his speech. Dude, it was so good. And these are numbered out of 5. And this is number 5 of 5. This is the Alpha and the Omega, or Alpha and the, I don't know. I always forget that. It's so sick. That's a sick card. I love having this card in my collection. I'm probably never going to buy another gold refractor heritage because they're really expensive. That was like $200 or something when I bought it. Won it at auction, maybe even $240. I have no idea. I probably overpaid. Like I say, I buy my cards because I want the card. I love the card, and I think they have a future. And if I overpay or underpay, that's not the prerogative in my collection. It's just part of it. This next card, dude. So I've been looking at rarity in my collection. And this kind of touches, I took the case off. This touches both. And first I'll bring this card out. Sadahara O. So I've been going through my collection just this last week, and I was diving into my Japanese baseball card collection. And Sadahara O, this rookie card right here. The reason I'm talking about this right now is that I've been doing that experiment and writing on the back of my cards. So on this case, it reads PSA Pop 0, SGC Pop 3, and this just means that's the card, so I know what sleeve to put on. And this is an R2 ranking as far as rarity. So this is literally a Pop 3 out of PSA and SGC total. And I didn't know that when I bought it. I did not know that, didn't look that up. I had no idea, didn't care. I bought the card at auction on Robert's site this last year. I bought it because it was beautiful. I mean, this is evidence of trimming. This is a hand-cut card, I believe. These are hand-cut cards. So, whatever. And I think the thing was just so beautiful. So this kind of opens my eyes to cards that say evidence of trimming that are probably hand-cut. Anyways, I bought this, and now that I have it, I like having this information because in the future, when I get curious, how many are graded? Then I can really track on how many really truly exist as these get more popular or don't get more popular, and it stays. And R2 represents the rarity formula in the Prestige. That's not his. It's Gary Engel's Japanese baseball card catalog. It's super epic. That's where I get my information from. So we just came out with a new one. I still gotta buy that one, but yeah, I've been looking at deep into my Japanese baseball card collection. This card is insane, right? If I would just sit here and talk about this card and describe it to you guys, I could be here for an hour. So yeah, I love it. I've been diving really deep into that. So that's a fun way for me to enjoy the collection I have and enjoy going after the rarity. And there's one more rarity this is a combination of both. So this card I'm about to share is a total pop of 6, like this, and total pop of 6, and this is the only 10, and there's no 9s graded to this, and I have the 10. So when I talk about don't buy the grade, buy the card, well, first and foremost, I had been looking for this card in particular for quite some time, and I just never pulled the trigger on anything I saw online. And then it fell off, just sat on my watch list for a while. Well, this came up at Prestige Auctions website, And I bought this thing, and this is like the sickest card ever. Like, you got the Pepsi sign in the background, and my favorite, like, if the umpire was in it, it would only make it better, but it's got the catcher, hitter, just hitting a bomb. It's just beautiful. Pepsi, like, you see that Pepsi logo? I was a Pepsi kid all the way. Like, it was me. And then the Pepsi game that you could, like, win stuff, and that one guy took advantage on Netflix and, like, won the jet that you give away for the Pepsi challenge. Dude, this card is just super sick. Now, I would have bought this card in a 5 if it was up there. I'd have bought this card. I would have wished it was a 5, but it wasn't. And this one, when I saw Gem in 10, I'm just like, man, I do really want that. I want that card. And I don't think I even looked up the pop report then. I think it said on there, Pop 1 in the listing. Only PSA 10, I think, was written in the description. And so after it closed, no one bought it for like $350. Or he had it at $500. I don't know. I don't even remember what I paid for this thing. But I reached out after it ended. No one bought it. And I reached out and struck a deal. And it's like, man, I could easily say this is like my favorite Japanese baseball card in my collection. This could easily, any given day for image, everything. It's probably my favorite image on any of my Japanese baseball cards. Now that I'm thinking about it, any player I collect, this is definitely my favorite overall image. And there's one from like 77 with a half the Pepsi logo showing. I'm sure there's more. I just haven't come across them. Oh, I'm gonna have to get that one too. So yeah, I've been loving it, figuring, learning a little bit about this pop report and the rare stuff. This is how I'm collecting it with my Japanese baseball card collection. That's how I'm doing the rarity, finding the scare stuff. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. All right, last card, biggest pickup. Let me bring these guys out. Actually, we'll just move these. Put them all down. They've had their day in the sun. Get ready for the grand finale. Like, dude, this card. Whoo-wee. Well, I'm going to tell a story about it, because that's kind of how I roll. So it might take me a few. I'm in the jungle. I'm working on this, clearing our property. And I want to build like a home run derby field. I'm also you're going to be able to hit golf balls off my deck I'm going to make like some sort of cans dug into the ground and make holes so we can play games up there, like drink and hit balls down in. It's pretty epic. You'd be using your, your pitching wedge, your standing wedge. And I want to do a miniature, I already have a miniature golf course built. I want to do an RC truck like Punky Brewster had on her show, where she's standing on that thing with like 6 other people and they're driving their RC trucks in that one episode. Oh my gosh, dude, ever since that episode, I've been obsessed. I love remote control cars. So I've always played with remote control cars, boats. I have them. And I have one in a box I literally bought just for this project. So all that being said, just to tell you a little bit about my brain, I got a notification on my phone that a new card from this set, 1941, and you're looking at the Ted Williams right now, the one that I already have, just an absolute stunner. I mean, for me, this is like a part own appeal / really good eye appeal. It does have a glaring issue right there, but it's pack fresh, sharp corners. The back is spectacular. The back looks like a 10. So look at this. And the story continues. I get a notice that another card popped up on my watch list, and I looked at it and I go, oh my gosh. It was an email, opened it, and I don't even know why I was on the phone at that time, because normally it's just in my pocket. For whatever reason, boom, and there was a new card available, and it was like, I had to buy it. So look at this, and then I'm going to show the new pickup. And you'll know why instantly. I mean, this thing has, this Teddy ball game you just looked at has 0 wrinkles, 0 creases. Thing looks pack fresh minus a couple issues. Well, this card, when I saw this, I go, I just had to freaking make a play. So I sent him an offer at like $1,600, and I waited like an hour and a half. I told the story in the last video. And I was stressing out, just I could barely work anymore, because I just go, I should have just bought the card. He wanted $2,200, and when I looked at it, it was like that's the copy I want. And I've been looking for this card for 3 years. You know, I've had it on my watch list, or maybe 2.5 years. 2 nationals, I looked for this card. I would have bought one if I saw one that struck my eye. And this one struck my eye where I had no choice, but I had to buy it. So anyways, I sent that offer. An hour and a half later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go on. I sit down, take my gloves off, and go, I'm going to just hit the buy it now. He's not responding. I'm hitting the buy it now at $2,200. Well, right as I opened my phone, I kid you not, he sent an offer, a reply. And he said $1,975. And I said, boom, I couldn't hit the buy button fast enough. Like, take off the emergency brake and let it roll. And I just freaking pounced. So I spent $1,975 down in the jungle while I was working. And it's the most sickest example for my collection. So the back, as you're seeing here, has some paper loss. But, you know, I'm learning what I can live with and what I can't live with. And I've had a lot of practice cards that I've been selling, like the lower guys, trying to figure out what I really want. And this card, since I already had the Ted Williams that looks just like this, except this looks like even better. And I mean, just, there's nothing glaring about it. But the sharp corners and the way these two just look, that I knew would look good together, I had to have it. I just had to have it. It was one of those decisions that I don't go on a whim and just spend, $2,000 on a baseball card. That doesn't happen. Unless I've already been, oh man, I can't say that. I've definitely had some drinks and hit the buy button with some big cards randomly as well. But that's over years, right? You don't do it that often. So yeah, I just freaking think this thing is just glorious. There's no wrinkles, there's no creases in it. The corners are sharp. The color is just outstanding. Let's see. The image is fantastic. Yeah, I'm like thrilled to death. It is one of those cards that, like, I had the Gehrig was the same way, but in a different way. This one was even more like, it looked so good in the photos. There was really nothing I had to live with. This little paper loss to me, I'm just like, no, that's not going to be an issue for me. And I'm a guy that wants a nice back. I want to read the backs on certain things, but I just looked at this front too, comboed. It was just like, I've never, well, I lied again. But I felt in that moment, I'd never felt that urge to buy a card so fast, ever. Like, it was one of those moments. I've had it before, but this was one of those. And I was so excited to get this thing, but I wanted to save on taxes. I shipped this thing around the world, so I shipped it to the vault, PSA vault. It's like the eBay vault is the PSA vault. It took like 3 weeks, and then another week to ask for it back. It did save me on taxes, but I just got this in hand like 2 days ago, and I haven't stopped looking at it, and it's right by my Lou Gehrig, so going back and forth, looking at the Ted Williams. But look at these two cards together. It was like meant to be. Really freaking pumped on this one. And I never, ever, like I say, I never think I'm getting a good deal. I didn't buy this card because I think it was a steal. I bought this card because it hit the spot for my eyeballs and knowing what card it was going to pair with. So, yet again, in my collecting journey, the older I get, the more, the older cards I go, like everyone talks about, I'm learning like certain sets I can get away with certain things. And some other sets, if I have a card a certain way, then I try and get the other ones to kind of look like it. Like my 38 heads up set that I'm working on right now with the scribbles, the cartoons, dare I say. I have a look I'm shooting for. And to see another card, like, I don't think I'd ever, I don't know if there's, I'm sure there is, but not that many examples of this Joe DiMaggio that has a front like that and has the sharp corners that would match this Ted Williams that I could afford. That's how I looked at it. So I paid a total of $19.75 and $1,100, give or take $50. So that's pretty sick. $3,000, give or take $100. And I got a Joe D and Ted Williams 1941 from the greatest season in baseball history. You can put, I would also put up there 1961. There's a few others that are memorable, but those two to me are the greatest. Let's get the right color there. There we go. And to have those cards on my wall together, it just blows my mind. So with that, I also have been looking, this has been on my wall, 1941, Ted Williams called his greatest moment in his life was at the All-Star game. I also have that card, but I just brought this one out because it's been out. And this is Adam, Splendid Sports, my Turn Back the Clock co-host uncle's card, Bruce Vergnani. His card that he had probably in his pocket, as you see it, as a kid, and he gifted it to me, and Bruce lived from 1942 to 1964. So I have a piece of my friend's collection, piece of his family history, and a guy that got me out of my bubble and got me on talking about my opinions and giving me the confidence to do the podcast with him. And to have this, and then to have those two cards that go to 1941 all together, and just knowing you have them, they don't even have to be sitting next to each other. They could literally I just know I have the cards. It's just real special. So I'm just thrilled to death with this collection and how it's coming along, and slowing myself back down. So enjoying every moment of this hobby and having a great time. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for all the kind words and all the comments. I love reading them. Sometimes I take a couple days to get back. I sit down at the computer, but I read them as they come in. And when I like them, that means I read it. And then I'll go back and comment on it in the future. I hope you guys don't get influenced by me. I hope you guys get inspired. You can do this in all different ways, all different types, all different monies of cards. They don't have to be high dollar. They don't have to be like these. This is from my collection. This is how I do it. I've always been I've always been a guy who attached cards to money. Always. That's just how I've done it. It doesn't make me enjoy the cards less or have a less of a passion than someone who cares nothing about value. Guy like Mangini, did a video today. I love that. And I know there's guys just like that. Lots of guys that really, really, really don't care. Either their time of their life, they don't need the money, they don't care about it, or I look at it just differently. I don't have a plan to sell these cards. Like I always said, I would like to sell them before I die just to see how I did, one of those types things. But I don't want to, I've had cards my whole life. I've had a vintage graded collection my whole life now, more than I haven't, 30 years. And when I buy these cards, I just have both in my head. This is an emergency. I could sell these cards. It's dumb, I know, because maybe they're worthless. But that's how I've always done it. So I hope you guys, I'm not doing it right. Okay. Things that I say, things I collect doesn't mean I'm doing it right. I'm only doing it right for me. And I'm passionate, and I don't want to ever come across as someone who's telling you should buy these cards, you should do this, you should do that, you should look at your eye appeal, I just like talking about it and expressing it. That's it. It's my channel. That's what I get to do, and that's what I love about this hobby. A lot of this hobby to me is all about talking about condition of cards and values of cards and images and everything we get into. So, all right, enough said. That's it. Oh, hope you guys. I said it already. Shaka.